This podcast is a part of the Podmania Podcasting Network. Check out podmania.co.uk to check out more of our great podcasts, features, reviews, match ratings and previews spanning the crazy and diverse world of professional wrestling.
Now you're going to die.
Hello guys and welcome to the inaugural episode of the Stardom Cast, your monthly audio source for all things World, Wonder, Ring, Stardom. I am your host Rob Goodwin. I am joined by the Stardom mark that is Chris O'Brien. How are you, Chris?
We've settled on Stardom Cast, have we? Like, we didn't even call it Starcast.
Maybe the Starcast would have been a better name, and we'd have got like more cross-promotional traffic when like AEW puts out big shows.
Here's what we should have just done: called it Arisa, and then have the art be like Akira.
we could have done that.
Like,
there's many
Arisa
things we could have
on
done.
A bike. That's like, I don't know what else could we call it.
I mean, this isn't the greatest way to start a podcast, thinking about different things to name it after we've already put out a name.
We haven't even mentioned when in the same place, have we?
Oh no, we are here in a very chilly room in Blackpool.
It's not that cold.
It isn't now because I put the heater on, but when I arrived, the woman did say it will be cold when you get up there because it's at the top of the stairs. And when we got to the top of the stairs, or when I got to the top of the stairs, I genuinely got frostbite in my toes. It is horrendous.
At least it's not like a murder hotel like last year.
Oh God, last year was.
I'm staying in that tomorrow.
The Murder Hotel.
I'm staying there tomorrow because I forgot I didn't redeem Garth Hotel soon enough, so I had to get one.
That was one of the saddest things I think I've ever seen. You texting Garth saying, "Can I still sleep at yours?" And Garth's reply, "What?"
I was like, "Oh shit, I really have left this too long."
I mean, that was like what, Thursday?
No, here's the thing. I thought I was getting a lift back from my dad from Newcastle, but then he decided to be selfish and go on holiday.
Oh, the bastard.
I know, the bastard. Fucking.
Is that where you've gone? Bolton on holiday?
My nan lives there.
Oh, okay. Is that really a holiday?
No, it's not a holiday, but I don't want to go into family drama on the podcast.
Right, let's avoid that. So we are here in Blackpool, ready for NXT UK Takeover Blackpool 2. We've given our predictions and stuff for that on sort of the flagship Podmania podcast.
We should have done like a sweepstakes for chance.
Yes, we should have done a sweepstakes chance.
We should have came up with chance and then tried to get them going.
Yeah, and the man who gets the most chance going.
Yeah.
We'll have a look at that. That's I think they're production notes for when we come off the podcast. But yeah, for a while Chris has been trying to get me to watch Stardom, and I have constantly rebutted him saying, no, I haven't got enough time. And then WWE got shit. I lost interest.
What do you mean, got shit?
Well, yeah, WWE is shit. AEW, it's not shit. I've lost interest in it. It's like you say, Chris. I don't think a weekly television product, no matter how good it is going to hold my attention, because with everything that I do outside work, I can't keep on top of it. And then once you've missed one, and there's then another one the next week, and you sort of snowball and you sort of lose it a bit. So I ended up just watching New Japan.
That's kind of why I like Stardom and New Japan, because like for the most part you can watch all the Road 2 shows and you get a lot from watching all the Road 2 shows, but at the end of the day all you really need to do is read what people are saying on Twitter and watch the big shows, and you won't be lost. No,
and with Stardom, I mean, I tried a couple of matches a few months ago, and with one thing and another I never really got round to sort of following up on that, and then I sort of gave it a go again with this year's Year End Climax, and I was really, really impressed. And obviously, we decided we were going to do a podcast based on it, so I did some research. And
what happened was you messaged me going, "How do you feel if we did a Stardom cast once a month?" And I was just like, "I'm hard."
I believe my exact phrasing was, "Don't get too excited. Do not get too excited,
What
Chris."
happened, he was like, "Can I have your..." This is on January 4th, and I was like, "Can I have your Stardom login?" And now, in my head, I was like, does he think the January 4th thing's on there? I'm like, the January 4th thing's not on there. He was like, don't make a big deal out of this. I'm like, oh my god! And then Garth immediately made a Stardom friend.
Yes, he did. There was a Stardom meme on the group chat. And I was like, oh no, I've been converted. But I must admit, watching this show and a couple of other matches, I am really enjoying it. So, yeah, now, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is this going to be a monthly thing. At least to start off with, whether we decide to make it anything else is up for debate.
Depends how shit New Japan get. During Tag League, we'll talk about a lot of stuff.
More Stardom, yeah. But at the moment, this is going to be a monthly thing where we'll go through everything, the major things that have happened in that month. This one is sort of the inaugural, the sort of pilot episode, so it's coming in the middle of the month, so completely against what I've just said.
We'll basically be basing this around like the monthly Korakuen shows.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair.
I'm looking forward to you seeing the Cinderella tournament.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the Cinderella tournament, to be
It's
perfectly honest.
essentially like the New Japan Cup, except the winner gets a pretty dress, and instead of a title match, a wish.
Right.
The wish normally manifests.
Okay.
In a title match.
Right, that makes more sense.
Like, I'd love it if like Jungle Kiona won, and she, like, I want Jan back. Or like, for example, like, we'll go into this later on, but like Kagetsu wanted Izumi in Oedatai, so like, if, she's not going to win now, obviously, but if she won, and it's like, I want Izumi in Oedatai, and we'd have to do it.
So, what I'll do is, ladies and gentlemen, for those who are completely new to Stardom like I am...
Yeah, you'd be probably... But everyone's probably really confused.
Yeah, I'm just going to read through basically a couple of things to do with Stardom just to sort of give you an idea of where Stardom is right now, what Stardom is, and then we'll go through a couple of...
I'll also fill in on like history as we go along.
Please do. Please do. Obviously, Chris has been watching a lot longer than me and has got far more of the ideas.
I've been watching since... I guess because basically what happened... No, June. Because it was leading up to G1. And it was in that like 3 week span that New Japan had where there's nothing 3 weeks before or after the G1, which in some ways is a blessing.
A blessing in disguise, yeah, but definitely.
I was like, I need Japanese wrestling, so I was like, I got All Japan World and Stardom World. Watched All Japan once, and then I was like, this Kento Miyahara bloke, really cool. Nothing else interests me.
This Kento Miyahara bloke, he does some of the good graps.
Yes, he does. He does like the Ric Flair graps. I like the Ric Flair graps.
How good Kento Miyahara is not even up for debate.
So we need to review those New Year's ones at some point.
We do. I'm sure we will, and I'm sure there'll be a point, especially after the New Beginning shows, where we can do that leading up to the New Japan Cup at the start of March. But at the moment, then, ladies and gentlemen, Stardom is obviously a Joshi promotion in, according to Cage Match, the Asia region,
the Orient.
But obviously, it's based in Tokyo, Japan. It's been running since 2011. So basically, it is very, very faction-based. In that way, I suppose it is similar to New Japan.
They're more like strict with like the factions sort of mean. Not like how it's sort of like in New Japan, someone can be in Chaos, but like Goto at the beginning of this last year was wrestling like someone in Suzuki Gun, like throwing young boys about.
Yeah.
But there's sort of a more strict adherence here, like to quickly go over it, Stars is sort of like your white meat babyface, like sort of like we're gonna stick by the rules. This is just we're really just happy to be here, like sort of like your main unit, more like Taguchi Japan than your main unit.
Right. Okay.
Oedatai is sort of like your Bullet Club / Suzuki Gun, like they're your heels, like they're your through and through heels. Although sometimes we don't take it seriously. See Natsu and Session Moth. Then you have your TCS, which is sort of like your Lij. You have like Hana Kimura, who's like your low-key most over person in the promotion, even if they're not the best workers. And like you have your Konami and Jungle, is sort of like your evil and Sonata, and it all works out okay. And then there's I forgot the last ones. That's really Queen's Quest, who are basically your chaos of like your tweeners.
Right. Okay. Now, tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe Stars is headed up by Mayu.
Yeah.
Kagetsu heads up Oedatai.
For now.
For now. Well, she doesn't anymore.
It looks like Natsu's going to be taking over, which is fucking weird.
Hana Kimura heads up Tokyo's
TCS.
Cyber Squads, and Queen's Quest. Is that Momo?
Momo, yeah.
Yeah, Watanabe. So, that's sort of the factions. As for championships, the competitors themselves don't really sort of reference the titles, they just reference the colour of the titles.
I know, that's the thing. I've been watching for months. I don't know the actual names of the belts, because I'm just like, the red belt, the white belt, the black belts, the multicoloured belts, etc., etc.
So currently, these are the champions and the championship. So Chris, stop me if I've got any of this wrong. But the main belt, the red belt, is the World of Stardom Championship, and that's currently held by the face of Stardom, Mayo Iwatani, and she's in a second reign, having just taken the belt off B. Priestley, who's held it for the majority of the year.
Yeah, that fucking... Well, not... It was... She's held it since, like, middle of the year. Kagetsu held it, like...
I was going to ask if Kagetsu had held it before.
Kagetsu was who B won it off, and it was, like, at a Queen's Quest... Every year around Cinderella Tournament, we do, like, the factions organise their own show.
Oh, right, okay.
And, like, Queen's Quest gave B a shot at the title, and she won it. It was really surprising, apparently. This was, like, just a few months before I started watching, so I don't know.
I've seen quite a lot of, sort of, obviously we run our the podcast Twitter pages, and I saw quite a lot of negativity around B. Priestley's run with the title. What do you think?
That's fair.
Okay.
She put on, like, consistent... Like, she was rarely the best match on the card, like, but, like, she was very consistent. She kept getting better, which, like, she got given it quite early on, so, like... When you consider how, like, people forget how young B. Priestley is because of how long she's been around, but she's younger than Ospreay, and Ospreay's still I'd say a spring chicken. He has a back worse than Garth, but...
I'm sure I've read somewhere that B. Priestley's like 23, I believe.
Super young, yeah.
Which is outstanding, really, considering how much she's achieved in that small amount of time. So, the Wonder of Stardom Championship, which is the white belt, that's currently held by your favourite, Arisa Hoshiki.
She gives me so much joy.
Now, she left Stardom for a while to be...
Yeah, she was there at the start, and then she went away. She started a band called... what's it called? She wears the shirt, so I should really remember the name. I think it's Unlimited Dream Navigator, is what... She sings her own theme song.
That's such a long-ass name. There's no need for the name to be that long.
UDN.
UDN, that's fine.
That's quite a bad abbreviation. It's like...
I'll go through the actual Stardom Championships, and then we'll go through other championships that are recognised by Stardom. So the next one is the Goddesses of Stardom Championship, which is your tag team belts, and they're currently held by the Tokyo Cyber Squad team of Jungle Kyona and Konami.
Yeah, I'm glad Jungle has something.
From what I've seen, and admittedly it is extremely limited, I've seen a couple of matches leading up to this show, and then obviously she was in the... not the 6-man. Yeah, she was in a 6-man on this show, or 6-woman, sorry.
Essentially the opener.
Yeah, and she's excellent. I've got no issues with that at all.
She's basic in terms of, like, it's weird because she's in the LIJ. Like, this is why you can't draw exact parallels, but she's sort of like the Ishii, where she's like the big bruiser everyone loves, but like she's never getting the push.
No, fair enough. And then we've got the Future of Stardom Championship, which is one of the 3 belts in fact, currently held by Utami Hayashishita.
The Future of Stardom Championship is it's weird. So it's like anyone below the age... I'm trying to remember the exact ruling. It's like anyone below the age of 20 or anyone who's been wrestling less than 2 years. So, like, less than a year, less than 2 years. So, like, Utami's on the verge of, like, just vacating it.
Okay.
But, like, we'll get into this later, but Utami's fucking insane in terms of how good she is for how long she's been wrestling.
Yeah, and on the anniversary show later on this month, she's going to have an absolutely outstanding match, but we'll get into that in a moment. And then finally, you've got the Artist of Stardom Championship, which is your 6-man belts and are treated a damn sight better than New Japan's 6-man's belt.
It's not hard. Like, we don't even have a promotion, and our 6-man belts will be defended more.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, my God. We should create them and then go around Blackpool defending our 6-man championship.
It's like, pin us, Marks. Oh, fuck!
How did we lose our own belts? But the Artist of Stardom Championships are held by Queen's Quest, the team of Utami Hayashishita, Momo Watanabe, and AZM.
Azumi. Azumi.
Oh, is it just Azumi?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've been calling her AZM.
Yeah, like Hazuki at the beginning was his hate ZK. It's a bit weird. I don't blame you for it. Like, because I keep thinking there's no commentary, so you've never heard it out loud. So
no, that's a good point.
I literally don't blame you. It's just because Stardom Marks will go
on. Other recognised championships, obviously, the SWA Undisputed World Women's Championship, which is currently held again.
But that's a weird one as well, because it can only be defended against someone of a different nationality.
Right.
So, like, her last defence, I may have missed a couple, because I don't watch, like, New Japan, if I just can't watch Road to Korakuen show, I'll skip it, but, like, her last defence I can think of was Zoe Lucas.
No, I remember that. I remember Zoe Lucas being beaten by it.
Fucking, she's useless. No, seriously. Like, it speaks volumes that the Rev Pro Women's Champion is so shit.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Like, it's like her spoiled brat gimmick could be cool. Like, that's how come everyone ever given a spoiled brat gimmick is shit?
But then again, she is also hella young.
She is super young, but also like she didn't get better.
She might get better though.
She might, like, she is super, but like Jamie Hayter went to Stardom and got better. Like Bea Priestley went there and got better. Zoe Lucas had a tour and didn't really get better.
It'll be interesting if she comes back and does another tour.
Like, I think I haven't seen Xia Brookside's run really, but she went and got better. So, and now
Xia Brookside's great.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. And now she's like one of the standouts of NXT UK. She just needs to get like that beyond that bubblegum babyface, and she'd be a champion contender.
And then the High Speed Championship, which is currently held by the AEW Women's Champion Riho.
The High Speed Championship is so fun. Like, you wouldn't have seen a High Speed Championship match yet, will you?
Not yet, no, there wasn't one on this show.
Imagine, the speed of like old X Division matches?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that on like times 2 speed. But like, they don't do crazy, it's mostly like quick dashes to get a pin rather than like big moves. But it's not like power moves. But like, Hazuki made a rule while she was champion, and it's hilarious. It's like, anyone fast and with abs.
That's amazing. What a ruling that is.
But the thing is, that didn't, because Def Yama-san beat her for the championship.
Well,
so that rule clearly didn't hold.
When you said before we came on
but she's one of those people. We'll get to her.
Yeah, I was just going to say, before we came on air, you said I've got loads of questions to ask you about what you think about certain people.
That's one. Is
one of them? Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
we'll get on to that in a minute. But they've just announced a high speed tournament, haven't they? As well, like a round robin.
Yeah, that's going to be really fun because they don't last long. With really fast matches, like there's a triple threat last high speed match. Because again, they're normally defended on like I think the last one defended on a Korakuen show was the one where Rio actually won it.
Right.
And it was not long, like 7 minutes maybe.
Nice. Okay.
But the last thing about Stardom, they're much shorter matches than we're used to as New Japan fans.
Yeah. Couple more things then about watching Stardom, and this is something coming again from a new fan. Obviously, Stardom World, they have their own streaming service, which is extremely helpful. It's actually a lot easier to navigate than people think it is.
No, it's in year, and then you just scroll through the year.
Exactly. It's a lot easier to navigate than AJPW TV.
We've always had it like that, but New Japan recently got better. We have now years. I mean that, but like because they switched provider, not all their back catalogue is on there, which was like so it was almost a killer for me like a year ago when I first got somewhat interested. Because I was like, wow, I want to watch because it was like Io Shirai, Kairi Sane. I was like, I want to watch that. But then I was like, but really, like, they're not the current product. I'd want to see the current product. So
yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Although Io Shirai could be the current.
Though, yeah, if you are to believe what is being said, Io Shirai might well be on her way back to Stardom for big money.
She's missing that good evil dick.
Honestly, did not realise that Evil and Io Shirai were engaged.
Isn't it like, as soon as you hear that, it's like, that makes too much sense?
It makes complete sense, yeah, absolutely.
It's like hearing like Sonata was Eddie Guerrero's illegitimate
love child.
Yeah. Like, he went to New Japan and got frisky with one of the locals.
So, on Stardom, where you get to, it's very, very easy to navigate. You go to the year, and then all the matches. The matches are loaded up individually. They are not loaded up in one show, though they are in a set, so it is quite easy to obviously navigate to the next match.
Watch next, and it's...
Yeah, exactly. Very, very easy.
You don't even need to like click the translate button to navigate.
No, it's really easy.
It's really intuitive, yeah.
Something else as well, all the promos and everything are translated into English and have English subtitles. But that is incredibly helpful in working out storylines for a newcomer.
Believe it or not, it looked like they were dropping that. They're not doing that now, but like in the middle of the 5-star Grand Prix, it looked like we were about to drop it. And then people were like, well, I'm cancelling, and they panicked and brought the dude back. Because, like, seriously, like, if I just wanted to watch really good matches with no context, I'd just go on YouTube, you know what?
Yeah, exactly. You go and watch, All Japan or Pro Wrestling Noah from the noughties. Well, you do. Yeah, that is a good point. And another thing as well, and again, this is going to go one or two ways. Either it will put you off completely, or otherwise it will help you immerse yourself in the match. I find it a bit jarring to start off with is that we don't. It's not just Japanese commentary and no English. You don't have any commentary
It used to have commentary. But here's the thing, though. Stardom mostly go for, like, Japanese audiences for live crowds, and then, like, internationally for... I think if you look at Stardom on subscriptions, it could be wrong, but it's, like, almost half and half.
Yeah. I mean...
like, at that point, like, why bother if most of your fans aren't Japanese speakers anyway? And also, since all the promos are subtitles, you're not losing out on... Apart from, like, maybe move names.
Yeah, potentially.
But, like, quite frankly, the Fire Pro DLC has helped me. Which, by the way, very quickly, I need to rant about this. The most overpriced for what you get DLC. I still bought it.
Obviously, because you're a massive, massive Stardom mark.
And I have 860 hours in Fire Pro. And that's just the PC version. I also have the PS4 version.
Why do you have both?
Because the PS4 version was on sale, Rob. I'd be losing money if I didn't buy it.
Idiots.
But no, it literally, it's because I have the mod pack on one, and you can't play career mode with the mod pack because it balks your save file.
So you can't play Stardom in...
No, you can. You just can't play the New Japan career mode. So
right.
like literally, it was like £15 on PSN. So I was like, well, I'm going to get the £15 PSN version so I can play career mode.
Right.
So
okay.
like, cause yeah, a good career mode's worth £15. So.
Yeah. All right. You do potentially miss out on that, but then rather than All Japan, who have decided that no
graphics at all,
nothing. English fan should enjoy this product.
No, apparently no one should, because the fucking dude who does what's normally his name? The ring announcer, that's normally his name. He fucking speaks so lowly that you can't hear.
You can't quite pick up what he says, no.
No, exactly. And to be fair, they also don't put the names in like an English. I know, like in New Japan, it's all like Okada Kazuchika instead of Kazuchika Okada.
Yeah.
But like so like someone mentioned, I forget his name, but like the Dragon Gate guy who was in the junior tournament in All Japan.
Yeah.
But we should remember his name because he won.
Right, you carry on. I'm going to try and find out.
But he was like, "Oh, so you know him?" I was talking to someone I know who likes Dragon Gate. It's like, "Oh, so you know him then?" I'm like, "Wait, what?" I'd Google and say, "Oh, he's Dragon Gate. I don't watch Dragon Gate." It's like, "Yeah, but he was in the All Japan Korakuen show." I'm like, "Oh fuck, I'm so sorry." He's that really good one because All Japan have really bad juniors.
Yokosuka.
Yeah, there we go. Who's like, so you know him? I'm like, "Oh fuck, yeah, sorry, they have the names in the wrong order, so my brain didn't immediately go." It's like, and I'm not being funny, but if you have like the translation option there anyway, it shouldn't be that hard to flip them.
No, I agree.
But then again, All Japan have enough problem drawing domestically, so don't blame them for not going for an international market. Basically,
what we're saying here is, if anyone from Stardom ever ends up listening to this podcast, we are available to do commentary.
Oh, mate, fucking, I finish uni in May. I'm gonna need a fucking job, please. I will do it for pennies. I just need shit on my CV.
I think you might need to drop the swearing.
I'll tell you what, we'll do it. We'll do it twice. We'll do an over 18s. Because to be fair, when you've watched a couple of Progress shows now, how much more impactful is it when Glenn Joseph goes, "Holy shit!"
It is.
It's really impactful, isn't it?
I imagine someone like Session Moth would be well into that.
Yeah, no.
As would Jamie Hayter.
Yeah, well, yeah, basically all the gaijins.
Yeah, absolutely.
But fucking Tam Nakano looks like she's never heard a swear word in her life.
Yeah, Tam Nakano looks incredibly sweet until she starts kicking you in the fucking head.
Oh yeah, but to be fair, Hana Kimura would probably love it because during the 5-star Grand Prix,
I do. So
during the 5-star Grand Prix, she was like, "Today I'm facing Tam, the shitty little trash panda."
It's amazing. So we are here today basically to review the one show really, and then Chris has obviously got some notes on the New Year Stars shows that have been going on at the beginning of January.
And then you have the January 4th show.
And then I have the January 4th show as well. And we've also got some notes based on what's happened in the Year End Climax, leading into the anniversary show as well. But we're going to go for the Year End Climax 2019, which took place on Christmas Eve, from Korakuen Hall with an attendance of 1,334.
That's more than All Japan ever gets.
I know, it is. It's a decent run. It's a decent show.
Fair, this is like Stardom's more consistent than All Japan. Like, if you look at our ratings, I don't know if you put them up yet, but our ratings from the January 3rd Yeah, the one with Violent Giants. No, that'd be second.
The Violent Giants versus Zeus.
Yeah, where that card did not pick up until the junior matches started.
No, I agree. It was very much a card of two halves.
I thought Tajiri could still go. Fuck what I was wrong.
Jesus, yeah. No, I agree. But this card as a whole was really good.
That's what I'm trying to. It's really consistent.
Yeah, I mean the cage match rating at the moment stands at 8.14. That's the current rating.
I know when I don't trust Stardom fans with ratings though.
Well, there's a couple of things that I take issue with in a couple of these matches, so we'll get into that.
That's one with Stardom fans seem to pretend there's no issues with Stardom. I mean, actually, it's they're much like New Japan and WWE in the sense that they are quite predatory with merch because that's where they make most of their money.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure everyone on there is making a living wage. Well, a wage they can live on, whether it's a living wage is.
No, I agree.
It's not up to public scrutiny because it's not public, but everyone seems to be living all right.
Yeah, that is true. Should we dive into this card then?
Yeah.
So we started with a dark match, the 6-man tag match.
A dark match that was uploaded.
Yeah, which was uploaded, therefore completely rendering the need for dark match.
It's because it was before the opening ceremony.
No, yeah, I agree. Where Hana Kimura attacked the
it was amazing.
Head of Bushi Road. So it was the team of 3838 tags, so Saya Alida, Saya Kamatani, and Itsuki Hoshino defeating the Queen's Quest team of Hina and Leo Onozaki and Rina in 8 minutes and 5 seconds. Chris, what did you think of this match?
Apparently Sia is my age. I do not believe that for a second. I sent you a photo to the group chat. Doesn't she look like 15?
I don't think it's the fact that she looks 15. I think it's the fact that you look 35.
Thanks, mate. It's for confidence boost. Is why I come to see you guys every year. I've stopped getting ID'd, though, which is awful.
That's because you've got a massive beard and a massive head of hair.
It's not just that. The glasses do add, age to my face.
Oh my god, they do. You can't see this because it's a podcast and only audio content. But genuinely, Chris wearing glasses is a completely different animal than the Chris wearing no glasses.
I've tried these are my bad glasses I was telling about on the last podcast. The square ones. You see me in square ones in my profile picture. Don't I still look young with the square ones? Well, I look younger.
You look younger than me. But
well, I mean, that's not hard. You're fucking 65, but...
I mean, I'm 29, but that's... Yeah, let's go with that, mate.
You're pushing middle-aged.
Exactly. But this match, what did you think?
Honestly, I'm going to give you a tip right now. For most, apart from when these guys are featured in with major stars or put in a tournament or something like that, ignore these matches. They are basically young line matches. They're 5 minutes, so you're not losing anything. You do just want to watch a full card. But for the most part, they're all pretty standard. They basically show what they learned in class this week, and you'll see their progress when they get up to those places. I will say that these workers, they are very young. I think the youngest on there is 14. I know. To be fair, you can't. One of the people in one of the main card matches are 14. So
yeah, you could tell that though. To be fair,
yeah, no, that's the thing. We don't try to make them look older, which I kind of respect, but also it's Japan, so kind of.
Yeah, it's mind-boggling, absolutely mind-boggling.
The thing is, though, I know, in Japan, it's probably a weird thing. It's there's probably people who are weird about it, but over here, I'm just sort of these are better than half the people I see at local shows.
They're tremendous talent.
It's because it's a dojo training system. So.
I was just going to ask, is there a name that is given to these, they are referred to as young lions?
No, they're kind of just the young ones.
They're just the young ones. They're just put on at the start of the shows.
The rookies, yeah. There's sort of there's unofficial name. I don't think there's an official name. I'd know if it was commentary.
Yeah, that is true.
Ironically enough. But,
right.
Yeah, it's just a lot of drop kicks. So they pull out some cool moves. They're all amazing for their age.
Yeah.
I'll say that because they're fucking... I have nieces older than these people. So I'm going to have a niece that's my age, but
What?
My oldest brother's 38, so...
That makes sense. We moved on then to the main card, and this started with a ceremony held by the owner of Bushi Road.
This did not go over well.
No, it did not go over well, particularly with one member of the Stardom roster.
Okay, very quickly, it's worth mentioning right now, Bushi Road has changed up how they run Korakuen shows.
Okay.
Because you didn't notice, because you watched the Tamarissa match earlier this year, you didn't notice the set design is different. That's debuted on this show, and this is the first Korakuen show since...
Oh, okay.
So, like, they're coming out like a normal wrestling show as opposed to before where they had the ramp. Like, at first I didn't like it, but as I went through the show, I'm like, well, to be fair, the old Stardom ramp for Korakuen looks shite. So, like, I'd rather have, like, the more traditional Korakuen look in that case, because it makes them look a bit... Because, this is the fullest I've ever seen for a Stardom show.
It was lit very well. I think that helped, but... Yeah. You know, you're pulling...
That's when it's not... A lot of the time, because like, they'll do the dive, and they'll do the dive on like the right side of the ring from the hard cam. And then they'd look up slightly and you'd see all the empty seats.
Well, there was a couple of dives, and you could see just how close the audience were to the ring.
Exactly. But to be completely fair, it's not... All Japan don't sell out Korakuen. Like, even Noah, who just did well in Sumo, don't always sell out Korakuen. So it's like... It's worth mentioning that New Japan do have a somewhat monopoly right now. And in some ways, that for Western audiences, that's fine. I'm sure for Japanese audiences, that's really frustrating. But honestly, I saw people complaining about it because like they're really scared Bushi Road are going to fuck Stardom. And to be fair, I'm slightly scared they're just going to turn Stardom into New Japan because that's just not the style.
No.
But like this show sort of allayed some of my fears because like this definitely wasn't New Japan.
No, it was your typical Stardom show.
No, exactly. But I see in terms of like just pure in terms of production, I see a difference. In terms of like pure content, honestly, just production values is what's changing. Because there's also like this is the first Stardom show I've seen in a while. I think I've missed the last few shows with sponsors on the ring.
Yes,
and honestly, I do like that. I think it makes it look more legit because like like UFC has like sponsors on there. So like, I honestly have literally like I liked it when Impact did it when they had sponsors on there, and then TNA were like, no one wanted to sponsor TNA. So...
Who have a pay-per-view this week that I didn't realise?
Oh no, they have a pay-per-view this weekend.
It's tomorrow, isn't it? Hard to Kill.
Yeah.
Oh,
we should stay. No, I said we should stay up. You're going home.
I was just going to say I'm not stopping for it. So
it's RVD versus Callahan. That's going to be shite.
No, it's not. It's Callahan versus Tessa.
Is it? Fucking when's RVD versus Callahan has been advertised to me?
Wasn't that at the Bash at the Brewery show?
That probably was. It speaks volume that we don't trust RVD to draw anymore.
That's because he makes out with his girlfriend, and that is it.
To be completely fair, I kind of enjoy that he's sort of like, I'm an old man with money, ladies. Like fucking, he's the Godfather now. He's like the high Godfather.
So we had this. Obviously, this opening ceremony, right, which was bizarre.
What pissed me off, he was like, I never saw Stardom show before November 1st when we purchased it. I'm like, fuck you. So you're literally just going, yeah, we're trying to create a monopoly. Fuck you.
I didn't see it like that. I saw it as a moment where, people are a little bit unsure of the Bushi Road purchase, and they're sort of leaning into that to, get people like Hana Kimura, who came out to bash this guy in the fucking head, just that little bit more momentum and even build her up even more. I don't think it's... the chances of them never having seen a Stardom match before making this huge purchase,
maybe he personally didn't, but like everyone... Like,
I was just going to say...
Here's the thing, though. In terms of, like we still had the photo ops of Rossi going into the title match. So, like, traditions haven't changed. So, like, honestly, this would be like Bushi Road's big statement, their first big show, and like with the exception of production values, nothing's really changed. So
no, nothing at all, and I don't think there will be. There's been rumblings for years and years and years and years and years about an IWGP Women's division, and I think many people are seeing the Bushi Road purchase of Stardom as a step towards that.
People seem to assume when you say don't want that, it's because they don't want them in a New Japan product. If Stardom had matches on New Japan, I'd be very happy about that. You can attest to that from when it was announced that they'll be wrestling in Tokyo Dome, and then how annoyed it was when it was attacked. But New Japan can barely book the divisions they have. So I don't want them to add another division on that they went, which they'll then be in the process of not being able to book properly because they're spending too much time on the bigger divisions. Which I don't blame them, but like, look where the junior division is. And I understand like the Stardom roster is bigger, but like they'll get maybe one title match a tour, maybe.
That's what I was thinking. I think if they were to create, say, the IWGP Women's Championship was created, and it effectively was just another Stardom Championship, I think it would probably be defended on Stardom shows, and then on maybe you get it on a Dominion, a King Pro Wrestling, and a Wrestle Kingdom.
I'd say sure, but like Stardom has too many championships. So like honestly, just have like the red belt defended on like the undercard in Taku or something, and then.
I think they did it right this year by it's a match that's not going to be televised, so let's just get our biggest names: Mayu Iwatani, Arisa, Hana Kimura, and then Julia for some reason. Let's get them all in a match and sort of showcase it.
We'll get on to Julia. We'll get on to Julia. Anyway, so like Hana came out going, "You don't even follow me on Twitter." He's like, "Oh fuck, do I not follow you on Twitter?" And then she slaps him and leaves, and it was great.
Because it's not the purchase of Stardom that Hana Kimura has an issue with. It's her Twitter followers.
Well, yeah, fucking.
Obviously, got to get them followers.
Did you notice when like this? There was 17 minutes of like darkness after.
Yes, I did notice.
That was a weird formatting error, wasn't it?
It was a little bit. It was like someone forgot to turn off the recording
I
equipment.
remember when I first pressed play, I'm like, oh fuck, we have fucking 20 minutes of this.
That's what I thought as well. Though, to be fair, I did think when I first started watching it that the Hazuki retirement match was going to be 50 minutes, and I was like, that's bollocks.
No.
What?
No, we just had the ceremony.
Yeah, obviously I forgot about the ceremony. But this was followed by the opening of the main card with a 6-man tag team match with Oida Tai team of Jamie Hayter, Session Moth Martina, and Natsu Sumiya defeating the Tokyo Cyber Squad team of Death Yamasan, Jungle Kiona, and Ruaka in 7 minutes and 14 seconds.
So, I have several questions about the characters in this match. I'll go on to the most egregious at the end. So, Natsu Sumiya, what do you think?
She is the Japanese Martina.
That's the thing, she didn't used to be. She used to just be a sex pervert, but then Martina came over and took her out for sesh. And was...
It was literally just watching 3 women go out on Christmas night to try and find a decent karaoke bar so they could drunk sing Fairy Tale in New York.
So very quickly, Hater isn't always like that. When Hater's in like a serious match, he's a fucking bruiser. You've seen Hater in AEW. So.
I've seen Hater in AEW, and I've seen her in a couple of tag matches. Mm-hmm. In Stardom, I've never seen her in a singles match, but she strikes me as someone who could be an absolute beast in that division.
When she's older.
When she's older, because she is another one who is stupidly young.
She had a white belt match against Arisa, which was pretty good. It was, you can tell sort of Jamie's still a tiny bit green, but like you can see the potential in her, which has me really excited.
I can see that being... That will be a great match in a few years.
Yeah.
At the moment, I can see that as being quite a clash of styles.
Hater got a surprise win in the 5-star. So
you told me about this. You said of all the people to beat Arisa, why have Jamie Hayter beat her?
This is before like Jamie Hayter started showing her potential.
Yeah.
You have to understand, before she came to Stardom, the only exposure I had to her was she got squashed by, I think, Viper on an NXT UK show I went to.
Right, okay.
So, like, she was a weird one to bring up, because, like, you have a million ICW talents to squash, why not squash one of them?
Yeah, and Jamie Hayter doesn't strike... You look at her, she doesn't instantly strike you as jobber.
She strikes me as half the girls a match with on Tinder, to be honest.
Just terrifying.
You know Session Moth. You like Session
Moth. I like Session. It's impossible not to like Session Moth. She's just a good time wherever she goes.
I once saw her in a match against Viper, and Viper threatened her with deodorant. It was amazing. So Jungle Kiona, isn't she just...
She's great.
Isn't it like such a misjustice that she's not being pushed?
In this match, I mean, it's a 7-minute 6-woman tag.
Yeah.
So,
but those lariats.
The lariats were great. She was the best. She was the main part of this match.
No, also like her entrance with the gun. I think. Then again, all the main there's like 3 men. It's sort of like in RJ where you have like Naito, Sanada, Evo. Sort of like,
and then everyone else around them.
Yeah, so you sort of like Hana, Konami, Jungle.
Yeah, I thought she was great. Again, it was more about the Oida Tai comedy in this, the drinking, the spitting out all the alcohol onto the umbrella and stuff like that.
Deaf Yamas. Right, so do you have questions?
Okay, so...
Very quickly, during Tag League, Def Yamasan infected Hannah.
I saw this. I saw the face paint. I mean, Def Yamasan is a very small person who just shouts, Def! Def!
Yamasan Def!
And
she doesn't even do it in time.
No, she doesn't.
Don't do the moves if you can't do it in time.
She's literally doing this dance routine with her hands and saying death at points that don't match with the hand gestures, and it's all very frustrating. And it takes away from the fact that she's, a semi-alright wrestler.
That's one, every time I talk to a Stardom fan before I have to block them because it turns out they're fucking creeps half the time. But no, seriously, I have no problem how hard it is to find a safe space to talk about Stardom. But she's actually a really accomplished Joshi wrestler. I'm like, I don't care what she did in the past. I'm not watching what she did in the past.
Honestly, it is. She is one of the reasons that I have to vehemently defend why I like pro wrestling.
To be completely fair, the only people I ever need to actually defend my love of wrestling from is my brother, and he's a cunt anyway. So I'm just he literally walked in. I was watching New Japan, and was like faking gay. I'm like, why do you think I like it? That was my two favorite things.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really to say about this match. It was a comedy match.
I liked the umbrella to counter the beer.
I did like it was all building towards that, wasn't it? I did like that.
I feel sorry for John, because if you look at all the Stardom jokes, are you checking Newcastle again?
I'm sorry, I'm checking the Newcastle score because it should, in theory, be full time. We're still 1-1 with Wolves for anyone who gives a shit.
Jungle. Every time you see one of those Stardom memes where it's 4 people about to attack one person, it's always Jungle in the middle of it going So I keep feeling sorry for her.
Yeah,
but also I liked how she finally fought back against this, and then Natsu picked up the win for something. I guess it's because it was basically a young boy on the other side, but also if the post match promo when Saki turned is to be believed. She's going to be leading away to Tyson. I
don't... There wasn't really a lot of momentum to be had after this match.
What did you think of her Bronco Buster?
This was something I was going to bring up, yeah. And then her Bronco Buster, I assume, is sort of stemming from her sex pervert gimmick from before. Bronco Buster, and then just rubbing her crotch in the face of, I believe it was Ruaka.
Yeah, which is disturbing because she's underage. But also, sometimes her eyes go back to the back of her skull.
It was very peculiar, and then Session Moth joined in.
Oh, but she often does that. And then they invited Jamie, which, to be fair, they don't normally do.
Yeah, so at least Jamie was included this time, but I think Jamie missed.
She's not used to getting some.
So there you go. It was a weird first match to watch, I'll be perfectly honest.
Yeah, this probably was... if I was to choose somewhere for you... Then again, I did say Disco Watch, but I expected you to skip the undercard because I didn't think you'd be wanting to do a podcast. But...
And then I surprised you and you were all like, yay!
Yes. To be fair, this next match should have been the opener.
It should have been. The Artist of Stardom title match with Queen's Quest, the current champions, AZM... Azumi, thank you. Momo Watanabe and Utami Hayashishita defeating the Stars team of Saki Kashima, Starlight Kid, and Tam Nakano in 11 minutes and 52 seconds.
So very quickly, the speed of which Starlight and Azumi starts.
Every single bit of Starlight Kid exchange was great.
No, that's things. Both Starlight and Azumi, they're lightning because they're basically who the High Speed Championship was made for.
Yeah. The problem that I have with the exchanges is that some of it, and this is an issue I have with a match later on as well.
Quite botchy.
Not necessarily botchy. It was... Don't get me wrong, I am not one of those people that thinks wrestling is real. I am perfectly aware that it is choreographed. But there is a way of making it look like it's not choreographed. Whereas there was bits in this match, and don't get me wrong, you can't blame exhaustion. It was 11 minutes, nearly 12 minutes long. But there were bits in this match, and I think it was between Starlight Kid and Azumi, where it was very obvious they knew what move was coming next, and it was a routine as opposed to it being a natural match. So say like, and I know I'm comparing apples to oranges here, but the title match, Mayu, Utami and Kagetsu, at no point did I feel like I knew or they knew what move was coming next. It's the same with the Arisa and Konami match, or even the Hana Kimura and Julian match to a lesser extent, because that was more of a brawl. But yeah, it was very much a case of waiting for the next move, blocking it, just that milliseconds pause, and it happened quite a lot, and that's why I asked you before the podcast if Starlight Kid was one of those rookies that we were talking about before, because I noticed it more with her.
They're both quite young. She's been wrestling long enough to be a rookie, but at the end of the day, she's been going like maybe 3 or 4 years. So,
okay.
Like, she's not, like, that's the point at where most people become young lions.
Yeah.
So, like, we can't, and to be honest, this is basically what the High Speed Championship is.
Yeah.
It's sort of like an X Division type thing. So, like, as a sideshow, I'm fine with it, quite frankly.
Yeah, it was fine.
Like, as long as it's not for the title, I'm honestly fine with that. There's actually some King's Road shit where both Azumi and Starlight started kicking out of each other's finishes.
Yes, yeah, they did. It was weird.
At one. Yeah, to be honest, it's because they're paired up in every fucking tag match.
I mean, Starlight Kid, you look at how she's built. She's not power game.
She's not like, it's not like Masala kicking out one. Or anything.
Exactly. Even compared to Azumi, it's not like she is a power game. So honestly, to have her kick out of any finisher at one is very...
If Starlight took off her mask and was my 10-year-old niece, I'm like, that makes too much sense.
It makes complete sense.
When the fuck have you been going to Japan? But, yeah, there's one thing I liked from Starlight in this match, which was the 619 fake out into another 619.
Yeah, she tried the 619 through the top and middle rope.
Yeah.
Missed that, or whoever it was moved. I think it was...
she literally just like flopped to the bottom, and she was like, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was on Momo, but I could be wrong. And then she obviously flopped to the middle and the bottom rope, did it then. There was a moment where Stars did the dives onto the outside on Queen's Quest.
Oh, and fucking Starlight almost necked herself.
Starlight, honestly, she dived into the crowd, and I don't know if she misjudged the jump or if whoever was catching her didn't catch her right or caught her too low, but honestly, I feared for her life.
Yeah,
it was terrifying.
I like Tam Nakano's Matrix shit.
Tam Nakano, and then she did that with, I think, Utami, and Utami did the same.
Yeah.
Tam Nakano looked great for the very, very little time she was actually in the ring. Her kicks looked great.
I think a lot of, whenever Azumi and Starlight are about, everyone else is sort of like,
give them the time to sort of improve.
I think it's more, we can take a break.
Yeah, she did the DDT sort of double team as well, which is quite cool.
Yeah. What do you think of Momo?
Great.
She is great. Apparently she's one of those people Bushiroad aren't going to push. She's for white, but she's who Arisa won the white. But then again, she's getting a title shot. Spoilers, but
spoilers. Yeah, I was just going to say, but yeah, she seemed great. She seemed put together. She's
only like 19, 20 years old.
Jesus Christ. This roster's absolutely mental.
Oh, that's the thing. The combined age of either of these teams is younger than Garth's.
Amazing.
We're just getting another bullying until he gets here because we still need to pay him for the room.
Oh my god, yeah, I still need to pay him for the room, of course.
What do you think of, by the way, Itami with a deadlift German? Jesus Christ. She's
absolutely savage.
She's a fucking monster, isn't she?
She really is. And
she doesn't look it, does she? She just looks like a regular person.
The fact that she is as young as she is and as effectively inexperienced and new as she is.
She doesn't look green.
But everything she does is quite seamless. She does everything very well. Again, the entire Queen's Quest team seemed very, very good, very slick, apart from the odd exchange with Starlight Kid, which I brought up before. But overall, this match was, it was great at what it was, just being your standard 12-minute, 6-man tag team title defense. 6-woman.
Better than New Japan.
Far better than New Japan.
It's because Stardom roster is so small that they have to put
emphasis on every title, I understand that.
There's not just that, they have to put stars in every division, because otherwise...
No, I agree with that.
Like, you see Rhea, who's like probably the biggest international star they have because of AEW.
Yeah.
She's like the 5th biggest champion, so...
I mean, there's a lot of championships that we went through at the start, considering the roster is relatively small compared to
Yeah.
most companies.
What do you think of Momo's finisher, the peach sunrise? Disgusting, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely horrendous. And was it Saki who got pinned?
I think so. Which makes sense. Cause
Yes, it was. It was Saki Kashima
she's
that got
the only one
pinned.
we haven't really brought
And
up.
she landed so high on her neck.
Oh, if you don't like this, you're not going to like anything Mayweather does. But
Oh no, trust me, I know. But it was. I don't know whether it was the way she landed or if she just landed a little bit funny because I know you're supposed to land on like the top of your shoulders and bottom part of your neck.
sometimes we just ignore that advice.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
fuck it,
lie.
why not?
But
I feared for her safety.
to be honest, with Saki, I don't think. Honestly,
Jesus.
with Saki's one of those. I'm trying to think of someone like Dolph Ziggler, really good at moves, not good at anything else. Like,
Not good at putting a story together in the ring.
That's the thing. Saki is good at her moves. Like, and Alundra Blaze is sort of the best comparison, I think.
Okay.
Well, like, her moves are, like, really good, really crisp. But, like, I don't care.
We'll move on then. Next was the Hazuki retirement match, and we'll get into a little bit of this in a moment. With Natsuko Tora defeating Hazuki in 40 minutes and 49 seconds. You assume from a retirement match that this person is either a veteran or they've been wrestling a long time, or, they've just come to the point where, their body has just given out. Look at Manabu Nakanishi, for example. However, Hazuki is 22 years old.
She's my age.
And she is retiring from wrestling.
Here's the thing. She's always made clear that wrestling is to be a stage in her life.
Yeah, she's... Sorry, I've got the official... I've got the official Wrestling Observer thing about Kagetsu and Hazuki, if I can find it.
The thing, word was to Suzuki when I read a month ago when this was announced that she just wanted wrestling to be part of her life and not her whole life, and she was like, well, I've wrestled in MSG, that was basically my dream, so...
And she's done that at 22 years old, which is just absolutely ridiculous. The official then Wrestling Observer, obviously Hazuki and...
I keep forgetting you're subscribed to the Observer.
I am, yeah. So, for those who don't know, Kagetsu, who was in the main event, she retired, well, she announced her retirement the following day. So, Christmas Day, she announced that she'd be retiring from Stardom and retiring from wrestling. And basically, it came as a little bit of a shock to people. So, this is what Dave Meltzer has to say, because it links in actually with the announcement that Hazuki would be retiring as well. So, Kagetsu, 27, who held the World of Stardom
She's
title.
only 27?
She's 27.
She looks 40.
And honestly, I thought she was older than that. She moves incredibly, but we'll get to that in the main event. Who held the World of Stardom title in the early part of this year, announced her retirement on Christmas Day. This came after losing a power struggle and also ties into the retirement of Hazuki. Kagetsu, born Yukara Ishino, quit high school after 9th grade to become a wrestler with the Sendai Girls promotion and debuted at 15 and was a full-timer at 16. She left Sendai Girls in 2015, joined Stardom in 2016. She held a number of titles, the biggest being the World of Stardom title, which she won on June 9th, 2018 from Tony Storm, and held it until May 4th, 2019, when she lost it to Bea Priestley, which of course we mentioned earlier. Her last match in Stardom will be on the 26th of January in her home city of Osaka, and she will be promoting a retirement show on her own on the 24th of February in Osaka. Hazuki retired with her last match on Christmas Eve. Of course, this is what we're reviewing now at Korakuen Hall. Kagetsu was in charge of training all the women, and Hazuki was her best student, and then became her most trusted ally. In a sense, Hazuki, because of that, also had significant locker room power. Kagetsu's management style was compared to that of Bill Watts, and that doesn't fly in today's world. She was fining people when they were late and taking away their personal time. Management stepped in once and told them not to do that, but she continued to do the same thing. Most of the women came to management to protest Kagetsu being in charge. A vote was held, and Kagetsu was voted out as the head trainer and locker room boss. With her out of power, both Kagetsu and Hazuki lost interest in the company. Hazuki decided to retire, basically feeling that wrestling in Madison Square Garden in April was a goal that she had achieved, but that also explains Kagetsu constantly bad-mouthing the new owner since Bushi Rhodes' purchase was announced, which led to her announcing a retirement, putting a positive spin on it by saying Stardom is in good hands with Mayu in charge. For the public, Kagetsu said her retirement had nothing to do with Hazuki, and that Hazuki's retirement may have been due to more difficult times than pleasant ones.
Well, she did allude to that in a promo, which we'll go on to. But like, we're talking a lot about retirement. It's not a ton to talk about in this match, other than Hazuki refused to fucking die.
Yeah, great match, great singles match. It made me quite sad that this is the last time I'm going to see Hazuki. I think she has a lot to offer wrestling, but
I kept seeing her thinking you're gonna, because she had a match against Arisa earlier this year, and it was like 9 out of 10, great stuff. And yeah, it's just fucking. It's like losing me from Podmania. It's like so much young talent.
Yeah, you are definitely the youngest and most talented of our podcast hosts.
I mean,
certainly.
Young Lion did used to outdraw your Impact reviews.
It did, yes, it did. Perhaps not the wisest thing we ever did. But yeah, I think Hazuki, as she carried on, she was nailed on World of Stardom champion.
Yeah, no, that's when white belt was her minimum. So
yeah, but fair play to her if she's able to walk away, saying she's achieved a dream and everything. It's a shame if both Hazuki and Kagetsu's retirement has been sort of forced because of...
But honestly, with Kagetsu, if she was running like Bill Watts, fuck off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, honestly, I'd rather... In Kagetsu's case, I'd rather have the loss of talent than the abuse of talent. But at the same time, if Hazuki did get caught in the crossfire, which, to be fair, is basically hearsay.
Exactly, we're simply just going off what Dave Meltzer's reported there.
It's essentially hearsay, and the official word is she just wanted it to be a... And to be fair, she said that a few times before, I believe. So, like, I'm willing to go along with that Freud's argument just for the sake of ending it. I'm surprised. I'm both surprised and not surprised for Hazuki one. I'm more surprised for Satora, who's sort of like... Who very clearly could not keep up with Hazuki.
No, there was points in this match where Hazuki was clearly the stronger competitor. I was going to ask you why Tora was chosen as the last match for Hazuki.
I still don't know. I didn't watch Overroti, so I couldn't tell you.
Fair enough.
She actually had a match in Shimbaka. I keep forgetting. It's like the one just outside Tokyo. It's basically the Stardom Arena at this point, and she had a match against most of the Stardom roster in a 1 minute match each.
God,
it was absolute. It was weird.
Yeah,
like Oedetai started fucking with her. Like, you know that they got like the bit of elastic, pulled it halfway up the arena and let go.
Oh no! Yeah, I did see that.
Disgusting. Yeah, this is fine. Like the ceremony afterwards, Bushiroad rearing will eat the fucking heads, not licensing the fucking retirement music.
Jesus Christ!
It's not it's just a fucking Bushiroad thing. Apparently, it's not.
It still does not beat Chris Jericho not being able to use his own fucking band's music.
Yeah.
No,
like,
that's ridiculous.
You're telling me Jericho doesn't have some pull with his personal
exactly.
Shit? Yeah, the time it only went on a while. I did skip through it. The only real notable part is a crying child.
Yes, Hazuki apparently had a big influence on this child.
I'm going to assume it's a younger brother or something.
Yeah.
But it didn't actually say. And Jungle Kiona slapped her.
Yeah, because absolutely fuck off, apparently.
It's like, oh, Jungle, she's nice. Holy shit, Jungle!
Fucking calm down, Jungle. What was that for? But yeah, I mean, it's sad to see it go. It was a good match. It's not one I'd go back and rewatch.
No, this is not. No, it's like fine, solid, nothing. Like if you want a great Hazuki match, go watch the recent match from earlier this year.
Shock of the day. Chris recommends a recent match.
It's the only real like proper title opportunity Hazuki got though. So.
Yeah, I mean, she was only 22, mate.
Yeah, I know exactly. So it's not exactly like...
It's all very well saying she only got one title opportunity. She's 22.
It's not like when Liger fucking retired, I'm like, go watch all the fucking these, right? No, I only have fucking like 3 years to work with.
I find it baffling, absolutely baffling, that Liger hadn't held a championship since 2001.
Yeah, no,
and it's 2019. Well, 2020 when he retired.
Because he's not Triple H.
Triple J. So yeah, we move on then, and we move on to the singles match with Julia and Hana Kimura going to a time limit draw at 15 minutes. This stemmed from Julia's sort of leaving of Ice Ribbon, the Joshi promotion, and coming into Stardom. Hana Kimura basically calling her out, saying, let's see what you're made of. And this led to what was effectively a knockout, drag-out brawl.
Very quickly, have you seen any other Julia matches?
No, I have not.
The only two matches she's had so far are singles. And it's against Saki. And of course, I think it's going to be a fucking good match. She's the Yoshihashi of New Japan. Of Stardom, rather. And Hazuki, which was disappointing.
And after all we've said about Hazuki being a good worker, that does surprise me.
Well, that's when she's not old enough to carry people yet.
There was moments in this match where I did think, she's messed that up. I mean, her finisher, she tried to land three times.
It's a shit Emerald Explosion.
Yeah, the first one, I don't know if it was because they were trying to give the story of exhaustion, because obviously we were getting closer to the finish.
Yeah.
But she botched that, and it looked quite gnarly. She managed to get the second one away. Hana Kimura looked great. She looked really intense in this match.
It's the most intense I've ever seen Hana.
Yeah, it was a proper brawl. I mean, the suplex on the outside looked gnarly as fuck.
When Julie went for a run-up and just got
smashed in the face with a chair, that was great.
And then they started headbutting each other.
They did. It was a really, really good...
Honestly, if this match was a 15-minute time limit and not a 20-minute, it would be higher.
Yeah, it was great.
Because, like, in the last 2 or 3 minutes, the intensity sort of went.
It does make me wonder, though, if Julia is more built, then, for this style of match than your quick-paced matches against your Hazukis or your Harissas.
I don't know what, like, the ice ribbon style's like, so that might
I've got no frame of reference whatsoever.
Honestly, Joshi fans are really shitty when you ask questions, so, like, I haven't asked.
I imagine that she would do better against people like, I know she's retiring, but Kagetsu.
Jungle.
Or Jungle, someone who's not very, very
Konami.
reliant on pace, even though Kagetsu moved with such pace in that main event, I just couldn't believe it.
Konami, who's like very submission-based.
Yeah, she could have a good match against Konami,
or like
definitely.
Aretha, where you just need to hit her hard.
B. Priestley?
Yeah, but the problem is B can't carry.
No, B can't carry, and that's where Julie's got to step up, certainly. I mean, they obviously...
But again, B had a really good match with Utami. So.
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously putting a lot of stall in Julia, because if you look at the entirety of their roster, it's Julia that they put on the Wrestle Kingdom card.
It wasn't someone else from TCS who, if you look at videos, came down with Hannah. It was just...
I don't know. I mean, if you've got the entirety of this roster, and you've got... I mean, Mayu's a dead cert, Arissa's a dead cert, Hana Kimura is your most marketable woman on the roster. I mean, you could literally put anyone in a team with her. Doesn't have to be storyline.
TCS is stacked. We could have got one like TCS. If you look at like the actual list of people in there, it's the largest one.
Jungle.
No, I think Jungle, Konami, Rebel Cow, not Rebel Cow.
Well, do you see what I mean?
Yamasan.
Oh God! Can you imagine? Can you imagine Death Yamasan? Death Yamasan! Fuck off!
It'd be 50,000 in the Tokyo Dome, Rob.
Can you imagine them all chanting death? Just go away. But yeah, it's probably the first match.
The headbutts, Jesus Christ.
On this card that I would actually say,
great.
Check it out.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. This is going to be confusing because I believe we both gave it 7.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's weird. That's something I do see people get confused about in like any out of 10 ratings. 7 is a good score.
7, and basically, think about it, halve it for the Meltzer ratings.
No, that's the thing. It goes. That's about 3.75.
Yeah, 3.5, 3.75 is roughly what I'd give it.
That's the thing. In some places, 70 is an A.
Exactly. It's a first at university, is it? Yes.
Yeah, I got 70% and got an A. So.
Oh, well done, mate. I'm proud of you.
It's my first A.
Oh, leave it in the comments, ladies and gentlemen. Tell me how proud of him you are.
Yes,
Send me presents.
Send me presents and also Tinder profiles. I'm very lonely.
Horny and alone.
I never said horny, but...
Was that just inserted?
Hey.
So we move on to the semi-main then. This was the Wonder of Stardom title match with the champion Arisa Hoshiki defeating Konami in 16 minutes and 24 seconds. What did you think, Chris?
But it didn't gel as well as Arisa has before.
No, this went 16 minutes and they reached 5 out of 5 gears, they probably reached gear 3 and never got out of it.
Yeah.
And I don't know whether if this is because Konami spends so much time in charge, and she, as we've discussed, is very submission based. But and I don't want to keep comparing this to New Japan, but as it's the promotion I'm most familiar with, if you look at the Zack Sabre Jr. match, when Zack Sabre Jr. is in charge, there's something about the way he does it, there's something about the charisma, there's something about him that means it's not boring. And I don't want to say that when Konami was in charge of the match.
Konami's had really good matches.
Yeah, and she is a very, very good wrestler. I enjoyed this match.
If we're going to make a New Japan comparison, it has to be Sanada for Konami. Where, like, everything she does is... She's very technically proficient, but can have a problem connecting. Because, like, you have to admit, up until recently, Sanada had a massive problem with connecting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%. Especially with a Western audience.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, that's the thing, because they sort of have the same problem. They both do what they do so perfectly, but, like, they don't have any emotion on their faces. It's just what they do.
Yeah.
I call it the Randy Orton problem, because, like, whatever he does... Like, everything he does is slick as fuck. But at the same time, he's clearly not impressed with himself, and he sort of need an element of that in wrestling. So,
Yeah.
like, it's kind of that problem. To be honest, I don't think this is bad, because you're not going to believe me. Well, you probably will, but like Arisa's had so much more better.
Shock of the day, Chris says Arisa's had better match.
She's my favourite in the fucking promotion.
Chris, we're not calling it the Arisa cast, I've told you. Just calm down, buddy. No, they were having two very different matches. It's the best way for me to describe it.
As soon as we get out the submission, Arisa's kicking the shit out of her. Which, to be fair, is the best part of this match.
Yeah, I mean, Arisa's kicks are absolutely horrendous.
Like,
they look great.
That's one thing I like about Stardom is that they can lay in a lot more because they're smaller, so it hurt. So it's like not like, for example, if Kota Ibushi's and Arishi's kicks are very different. Kota Ibushi's look more work because they have to be. Because if Kota Ibushi accidentally just kicked someone, he'd cave their ribs in.
He'd kick their ribs out through their spine.
No, exactly. Whereas Arisa does it, it's just going to hurt them a lot.
Yeah, no,
it's sort of like the Walter thing where she kicks them really hard in really safe places. Apart from when we kick them.
Apart from that.
Apart from the head.
I mean, Konami just constantly worked the neck, didn't she?
Yeah.
And then obviously just kept attempting to lock in the finishers.
It was like the Sanada Ospreay match from earlier in the G1.
Yeah, it's not a bad match. I mean, Cage Match gave it 7.89. I think that's a bit high.
I'd give it a low 7.
Yeah, I mean, it's a 7-star match for us, which again is about 3.5, 3 3/4, and that's not a bad score. But you watch Arisa and you expect a better match.
Especially after all the fucking...
Especially after all the hype Chris has given it.
To be fair, even like the Tam match from earlier this year, which you weren't massive on, you can even go, yeah, that was a million miles better.
I preferred, even though I had such a stick up my arse about that match, I preferred that match because it was exciting, it gripped you, their styles meshed better. I've got a feeling I'll like Konami matches and I will like Arisa matches, but I don't know, there was just something about this here.
Matches with Kagetsu.
Well, she won't anymore.
Well, stop it. If you want a good, the Kagetsu match from the 5-star, and it's not long because 5-star matches are like 15-minute time limits, but
yeah. And
if you want a good Arisa match, the Jungle match from earlier this year is just spectacular.
Yeah, you do rave about that match, so it might be worth me checking that one out. Post-match then, Arisa does eventually defeat Konami. Post-match, she does a post-match promo. Konami licks her hand for some reason. Don't know why that happened, but she then says, I've never had a woman lick my hand before, which everyone laughed at.
I kind of like Arisa. Like Arisa's probably the most fucking... throws out the most quips of anyone's.
Yeah, she seemed very comfortable on the microphone, which is good.
And with someone looking at her.
Yeah, exactly. So she then addresses the audience, wishes them Merry Christmas, says that... and this was an interesting way of doing this. I like this. I'm going through all the people that defeated me in the 5-star Grand Prix. I like the fact that it's her challenging them.
Yeah. No, that seems to be a thing, like, especially during B. Priestley's reign. Where, like, she'd keep challenging people, and she just challenged people within Queen's Quest. It's basically what Shawn Michaels did in Shoot.
Yeah.
And, but then, like, as soon as someone else challenged her, which was May, she lost. I think that's quite cool.
Yeah, it's a nice storyline that you can go back to. She challenges Utami Hayashishita.
I liked how she was like, she had, 6 titles in 2 years? A fucking brat.
Yeah. I did think it went from 0 to 100. It was quite funny. She's gone from quipping about people licking a hand to calling Utami a fucking brat, which I thought was great.
It was absolutely amazing, yeah.
So yeah, we've got obviously the Arisa Utami match set up for the anniversary show, I presume.
Korakuen, yeah.
Yeah, which is going to be another great show. We've then got the World of Stardom title match, which is the main event with...
Otherwise known as Fuck You, Mayo.
Otherwise, known as the Red Belt. With the champion Mayu Iwatani defeating Kagetsu in 22 minutes and 17 seconds. What do you think, Chris?
Well, I like about these two. It's kind of like Tanner and Okada. They wrestle like people who have wrestled a lot. They have counters to everyone's spots, is what I'm saying.
They did have very good chemistry. This was the match that I enjoyed the most. As you would assume, it's the title match.
Of the night, yeah.
And, I mean, there were bits of it that I didn't necessarily enjoy.
Are you looking at all the matches we've had together? Or...
No, I was looking at when the anniversary show was, sorry.
But it's definitely not their best match, though, because Arisa didn't get hung.
I mean...
I was actually really surprised Arisa didn't get hung, because that normally... Mayu and just don't know the rest of the because normally, like, if Arisa faces... Right. Normally, if Mayu faces Kagetsu, Mayu gets hanged.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, there was a spot they after Kagetsu had seemingly done so many topes. She'd done about 50 topes.
That got excessive, yeah.
It was very impressive, but it did get a little bit excessive. Kagetsu dragged Mayu up.
The time we had Blackpool last year was just
yeah. Kagetsu drags Mayu up towards the screen in Korakuen Hall, which is on the opposite to the hard camera side as you're looking at it. Drags her up to the back, lays her down on a bench where she's held by fellow Oedo Time members, and jumps from the wall by the screen and double stomps Mayu on the bench.
Disgusting. Must have hurt Kagetsu so much.
I mean, it must have done, but honestly, it looked incredible, but it looked so dangerous, like an unnecessary amount of danger.
Stupid amounts of danger, yeah.
But other than that, it was a really good match. Mayu is a great champion because she fights so well from underneath.
Yeah, and last thing at the end of this, Kagetsu was kicking out of fucking everything.
Yeah, and then Mayu, Kagetsu dominated the main part of this match. Of the 22 minutes and 17 seconds this match went, Kagetsu probably dominated 16 minutes of it. As most Japanese title matches will be, you very rarely have a dominant title defense.
Of like all the ace figures, I think Mayu has the best babyface flyer.
Yeah,
apart from maybe Naito, but he had 6 years of story to go on. So.
Exactly, I love Mayu. She just ragdolled out round the ring, make Kagetsu look absolutely fantastic.
No, you think she ragdolled in this? Bea Priestley.
That Bea Priestley match, Bea Priestley botch.
I will never forget that, because despite the fact it was uploaded to Stardom Mode a week later, I thought she was dead.
Yeah, still to this day you think that she's dead.
I'm not convinced that May was alive, to be honest. I think that's why they're bringing back Ian.
But yeah, really, really good match. Mayu eventually does defeat Kagetsu with the moonsault.
I think she's still that. She doesn't do it very well. It's a bit rigid.
I think it's just because Io's is so good.
No, I think that's probably comparing it to Shirai's and that's the perfect moonsault.
Yeah, I have no issue calling it the perfect moonsault.
She's the best. Well, Angles is good, but that's more contextual good than an actual good.
Christopher Daniels is the best moonsault ever.
To be fair, it is a really good
It's a good moonsault.
That's the thing. At the time, it probably was the best moonsault ever, but Io Shirai was a teenager. So
that's true.
But then again, that means in Joshi promotions, that means she's an ace figure.
Cage Match gave this 8.55.
Well, that's from a lot of people. So I'm sure if you clicked on it, there's going to be a lot of people just giving it a 10 because they're marks.
So
to be fair, I gave it a 9 when I thought about the other matches, and I'm sort of I'm not sure if it's a 9.
Yeah, so we've got wait for you to say. A 9, a 6, a couple of 10s.
What did the 6 say?
Don't know, it's in German.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
8, 9, 9, 8.
Why didn't the German give it a 9?
Wee. Language joke.
That'll be a 0.
There was... Oh, God.
I learned all the German I know from Blackadder, I'm sorry.
Oh, Blackadder's incredible.
Darling.
I just don't... I expect so much from Mayu title defenses because she is that fucking good.
How much Mayo did you see before this?
Mainly GIFs, genuinely.
Oh, right, because so it's the only full match you've seen Kelly Klein at G1.
Yeah. So, don't get me wrong, this compared to the Kelly Klein match at
don't get
G1.
That's like comparing fine cheese with shit.
Not even a shit cheese, just dog shit.
That's Kelly Klein, man.
That honestly was fucking terrible.
Kelly Klein's had a run in Stardom as well.
Though, to be fair,
she's had 2 runs.
I don't think we can say too many bad things
sure.
about Kelly Klein because of what's happened to her Ring of Honor.
I mean, I can still
awful.
I can still criticise her work.
Oh, you can still criticise her work. Yeah, she was dog shit.
I'm not saying she's a bad person, but get better at your work.
But yeah, there was just that. I don't know whether it was another 2 or 3 minutes of action, or whether it was.
That's me. I think this match went about 2 minutes too long.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
there was a natural point for this match to finish.
And that's the first moonsault.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that the first moonsault or her first lift up dragon?
Yeah.
One of the two. Because after a while, it's just sort of like, fuck's sake.
It was spam finisher kick out.
Yeah, I think it was like the end of a 2K match.
Which, don't get me wrong, it was still a really good match, and I gave it an 8, which, is a 4.25.
Yeah, and I'll go high 8, so that'll be 4.25.
Yeah. A good match, a good final, almost swan song for Kagetsu, who I thought looked brilliant during this match. I thought Mayu made her look very, very good.
Kagetsu, I'm surprised she's 27.
I'm surprised she's 27.
How old did you think she was when you saw her?
I thought she was early 30s.
I thought she was 40s to me.
Jesus. Anyway, Mayu, at the end of the match, shakes hands with Kagetsu. They sort of awkwardly hug. It was a bit strange. And then Mayu...
To be fair, would you fully hug Kagetsu? I would not trust Kagetsu a hug. Like, it's like, imagine if Minoru Suzuki offered you a hug.
I'd hug him because he'd stab me if I didn't.
But he'd stabbed you if you would. I don't know, if he hugged you, Tai Chi would stab you.
Yeah, true. Mayu then continues to be just... she's fucking weird, isn't she, Mayu?
No, but
she's
great.
Have
you seen the Stardom Vice documentary?
No, I haven't.
It's on YouTube, I'd recommend it. But Mayu's backstory is insane.
I have, yeah, I know her backstory, obviously.
Like, apparently sometimes, like, she just won't go to signings after shows because she just can't. So I'm like, I completely relate to Mayu.
She's outstanding, and I love her to pieces. I think she's great.
Arisa's better.
Yeah, all right. We'll have a champion versus champion match.
I'm pretty sure that happened during the... No, it didn't. Did it? I can't remember.
5-star Grand Prix.
Yeah, but if it did, it probably went to a draw.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
Otherwise, Mayu would be challenged.
And then Mayu calls out Momo Watanabe for a championship match at the anniversary show, and that is where we cut off, and that's the end of the show.
And it's when it was like, we're going to show you an end-of-year package. We cannot show end-of-year package because we do not have the rights. What the fuck?
Yeah, how do you not have the rights to your own end-of-year?
It's owned by Samurai TV, who owns New Japan. Who runs New Japan.
Baffling.
What the fuck is going on?
Absolutely baffling.
Bushiroad rearing its ugly head.
So what I'll do, ladies and gentlemen, now is obviously that was Stardom Year End Climax, the last show of 2019. I'll read the results then of the shows.
Well, the undercards on them doesn't really matter. It's more like for Kagetsu.
Yeah, all I'm going to do is I'm going to read the results and then any that Chris has watched.
I've only watched Kagetsu matches.
He can give his little opinion on. So the first New Year Stars Tag 1 was on the 2nd of January, so some interesting matchups. We had the 6-man tag with Queen's Quest team of B. Priestley, Momo Watanabe, and Utami Hayashishita, defeating Oedo Tai of Natsuka Toro, Natsu Samir, and Zoe Sky at 11:41. Zoe Sky, I believe, one of the people taking part in the
yeah, she's one of the legit
high speed tournament.
One of legit written across it.
I think so.
Because like one's just a blonde person, and the other one like looks like an MMA fighter, but in the same. You know how like Jessamine Duke and what's the face in NXT look?
Shafir.
Yeah, like they are MMA fighters, but they do not look like them.
No, still wouldn't fuck with them though.
No, I wouldn't fuck with it. Like I wouldn't. Have you seen me, Rob? I wouldn't fuck with anybody.
That is true. You like a big cuddly teddy bear, aren't you, mate?
To be fair, once someone came up to me in Opium in Edinburgh, there's a punching machine at the back, like next to a ping pong table, and like me and my friend were just standing next to there because the jukebox is there, and like we're music business students, so we obviously have the better taste.
Obviously,
I say that we were putting on this charming man to get our Morrissey on.
Oh
but,
God!
So we were standing there, and this dude, like 5'8", maybe, like so, like your build but Garth's height, and came up to me and went, "I bet I could take you, mate." And I was like, "Yeah, you probably could." Like I was pissed and annoyed at this point because my ex decided to text me, so I was like, "Yeah, you probably fucking could." And he's like, "Oh," he came up to hug me. He's like, "You're a gentle giant."
Oh.
No, actually, last year in Blackpool, someone came up to me and was like, "I could fucking..." I don't know what I'm trying to do with Scottish accent.
I was just going to say, I love the fact that considering you're Scottish, you can't do a Scottish accent.
Like, he came up, it's like, I could fucking take you. I'm like, he was 13, I'm like, fuck off. And he did.
Yeah, again, we've then got a tag team match between Andres Miyagi and Julia defeating Oida Tai of Jamie Hayter and Martina at 7 minutes 38. I think that could probably be Julia's thing. Like a tag team wrestler where
she was with Andras?
Say again, sorry?
Who was she with? Andras?
Andras.
Yes, because she just got kicked out of Oida Tai.
There you go, that one
it's
makes
funny,
sense.
because all the Oida Tai DLC characters from the Stardom pack are now no longer in Oida Tai.
There you go.
Even Stardom.
The semi-main was billed as Kagetsu's Road to Retirement Match 1,
Last
which
one,
was Azumi
Azumi.
and Kagetsu defeating the Stars team of Mayu and Starlight Kid.
They should really just start writing it as Azumi.
They really should. It's extremely confusing. Now, that's the match you watched, I believe.
That's the one I watched, yeah. It was really fun. Some really fun spots. Of course, anything with like Starlight and Azumi is just fun to watch in principle.
Yeah.
And again, same with Mayu and Kagetsu. And there's some slight story behind this, because Kagetsu's been trying to get Azumi into Oida Tai to the point where Azumi was the first pick in the Stardom draft. I voted for the Stardom draft.
Yeah.
Which I wish New Japan would do, to be honest.
It would be amazing, wouldn't it?
And so during the Stardom draft, and actually because like the person who loses the draft match, that traction gets disbanded.
So come April, then we are going to have one of the factions
It's
disbanded.
essentially relegation. Yeah, that's probably what Julia's brought in for, was to. Well, not always. It's just that we had like 5. We had like 6, and we normally have 5. So
okay. And at the moment, there is only 5 factions. Isn't
yeah,
there?
so because we had like Jan, the precursor of Tokyo Cyber, and then like the others.
Yeah.
It's actually quite a nice little story because Jungle gained Hannah's respect in that match. Jungle was first draft pick to Tokyo Cyber Squad, which I thought was nice.
There you go.
But anyway, yeah, this was fun, and like Kagetsu's always wanted to go over Azumi, and there was fun backstage because she was just like, Azumi was like, "You still owe me 500,000 yet?" It's like $500. They actually put how much it was in dollars above.
And then that was main evented by an 8-woman tag team match between Tokyo Cyber Squad, the team of Death Yamasan, Hana Kimura, Jungle Kiona, and Konami, defeating Seiya Kamitani and Stars, so Arisa Hashiki, Saki Kashima, and Tam Nakano at 14 minutes and 39 seconds.
I think in a couple of podcasts you're going to be in love with Death Yamasan.
I doubt it, mate, if I'm perfectly honest. I highly doubt it. So then we go to the 3rd of January, and this is from Shinkiba again, the first ring, and attendance of 453 people.
Which is more than All Japan normally.
I was just going to say, yeah, it is. It's not a bad one, that. It's not a bad attendance there. Because it's a tiny place, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, no, it's... Yeah, it's like...
Is that where... that's not where All Japan ran some of their Royal Road tournaments.
You would know more than I did, but it is very small. It's all really dark as well.
Right, well, we're going to have a look in a minute. Anyway, on this show, again, mainly tags. We had just a couple of the matches. The last 3 matches, we had a 6-woman tag team match. Tokyo Cyber Squad, Death Yamasan, Jungle Kiona, and Konami defeating the B. Priestley and Oida Tai team of Jamie Hayter and Martina at 8 minutes and 50 seconds. The semi-main, which was a 6-woman tag team match with Queen's Quest, Azumi, Momo Watanabe, and Utami Hayashishita, defeating the Stars team of Arisa, Seiya Aida, and Tam Nakano at 11 minutes 43. And this was main evented again by Oida Tai, Hana Kimura going back to Oida Tai just for the one match.
She came out in her Oida Tai get-up as well.
I did see that, and I thought that was a really, really nice nod.
It was a nice touch, but also... but you're going to see like no contact Stardom come up, and you think, don't follow that.
Okay.
Because literally, like, they just go, oh, but what if these guys have porn? I'm like, I don't care. I really don't care if these people. I just want to watch wrestling.
That's all I want.
I just want wrestling. I want my porn and my wrestling separate. Is that too much to ask? But
do continue.
But yeah, they were like, oh, our queen's back. I'm like, she never fucking calm down.
Just ridiculous.
Keep it in your pants, you fucking internet bird. Anyway,
so All Japan ran it on the 22nd of October, and drew 315. Noah have run there. Big Japan have run there.
I don't know how Big Japan could. I don't know how Big Japan could fit all their gimmicks in there. To be honest,
it's true. So Noah ran that on the 14th of December and drew 350 people there.
So yeah, to be fair, it's basically Stardom's main hub.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, no, it wasn't the Royal Road I was thinking of. All Japan did that show that streamed on YouTube, the Fans Thanksgiving one on the 17th.
Yeah.
That was on the 21st. Sorry, that's where that was.
That's the thing. It's such a
375.
It's such a Stardom arena for me that I can't imagine. You know how you can't imagine. I can't imagine like All Japan being in Sumo Hall. Despite that, they probably have ran there.
Well, they used to run there all the time.
Whereas Budokan used to run all the time.
Sorry, Budokan, yeah.
I'm sure they have run Sumo Hall at some point, but like I can't imagine it because it's just such a New Japan venue for me.
Just a couple more interesting attendance figures from Shinkiba First Ring. Big Japan ran it on the 5th of January, so literally a couple of days after these shows, and drew 139 people to the Strong Kingdom show.
Very quickly, is there any death matches on that show?
I didn't see, but they did the Deathmatch King Death, which was run on the 4th of January, so the same day as one of the other Stardom shows, and they had a Fluorescent Light Tubes death match, a Gadget Board and Lemon and Alpha death match, and a Scaffold death match.
Can we watch Big Japan at some point?
We can watch Big Japan while we're waiting for Garth.
We're just going to put on a highlight video.
But yeah, sorry, like I was saying, the main event of the show on the 3rd was a tag team match with Oida Tai, Hana Kimura obviously coming back in her original Oida Tai gimmick, just for the one match, and Kagetsu defeating the Stars team of Mayu Iwatani and Saki Kashima at 14 minutes and 25 seconds. So yeah, that brings to a conclusion our sort of Stardom in review. We hope you've enjoyed it. This is hopefully, like I say, going to be a monthly thing where we go through the month of Stardom and pick out the matches from each, from basically each show. So, yeah, that's it, basically, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for listening. I'm your host, Rob Goodwin. You can find me on Twitter at RealRobGoodwin. Chris, where can they find you?
At Podmania, quite frankly.
Yeah, just find that one. Don't bother with Chris's personal one, apparently.
I don't remember the last time I was probably drunk last time. Please don't look up, because it's probably drunk and embarrassing.
No, I'm not doing that.
No, but yeah, I just don't use it.
Fair enough.
Like, no one wants to see my stupid face, but want to see all three of our stupid faces animated. I have a pig nose.
You do have a pig nose. We all have pig noses. But
no, you don't. Me and Garth do. You don't.
That's because I'm sexy. I'm an attractive man. What can I say? But no, if you want to talk to us on Twitter, you can also follow us at the Stardom Cast.
We have our own Twitter for this now.
We have a Twitter with this now as well.
But I thought this was just a spin-off of fucking young.
No, this is official, man. This is full-on official now, Chris.
Fuck it, and we called it the Stardom. If I knew this wasn't just a fucking side effect of the Young Lion cast, I would have had more input on the fucking name.
We'll be back next month, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for listening. Goodbye.